Want to see how you can make a hip-hop transition like this? Or how about taking a transition from this to this? Creating mixtapes indoors designed for producing beats can be frustrating. My name's Midtown Jack, and today we're creating transitions with hip-hop and R&B tracks in DJ Studio. We'll cover 3 levels of technicality, starting with the basic essentials, stepping up the challenge with filters and loops, and finally leveling up with some stems and samples for some advanced mixes. I'll grab the one at the start of the fade in and drag it up so it's not turned down too much. And we're basically done. Have a listen. Let's step up the difficulty level with a more complex transition, from Pop Smoke Dior to Ben's Allure Allure. First thing to note, currently mixing these songs requires a massive shift in BPM from 71 to 142 beats per minute. It can be difficult to define exactly what the tempo is. For instance, we could count the percussive beats of a 71 BPM track like this. Or we could count them like this. Counting this way wouldn't be incorrect. It can be helpful to think of a track as being double time or half time. To do that, with the song selected, open the track tab. On the left, you'll see our track's BPM, and next to that, we can choose to double or halve, divide by 2 the BPM. Choose times 2, and now our 71 BPM track is treated as 142 BPM. This doesn't change how the song sounds, but it does mean that DJ Studio can accurately line up the beats without speeding the song all the way up from 71 BPM. For the transition itself, we could try and do something similar again, overlapping the 2 songs, but if we take a listen, you can hear that Dior has a consistent vocal, and Allure Allure does have an instrumental intro, but it's only short. A quick way to fix that is to extend the instrumental intro by looping it. I'll hold the Shift key, click and drag, highlighting the first 4 bars of Allure Allure, and as soon as I let go, the right-click context menu appears. I'll choose Loop, and the selection gets repeated. Clicking the bar at the top of the track to line up the start with our transition window, now we have an 8-bar intro to use in our mix. Let's click and drag the tab on the right of the transition window to extend it out. Now the drums in Dior can continue and carry the beat. Only issue is, now the vocals in our 2 songs clash. To fix that, in the transition tab, open the effects category. Under filter, I'll select manual. A blue automation line will appear on our tracks. On Dior, just before the vocal of Allure Allure starts, I'll click along the automation line to create automation nodes and manually automate the filter down. It's noticeable we've done some hectic filtering, but it took no time at all, and stylistically, I think it works. For the bass swap, we'll place it right at the end of our transition. However, zooming in, we can see the drums in Dior don't always fall on each beat. A hard swap here will just sound jarring as it cuts off the 808 drums. We can adjust the timing of the swap fade by clicking and dragging its automation nodes, or in this case, cycling through the preset parameters. E4 is exactly what we need. There was a few hurdles there, pretty typical of hip-hop and R&B, or really mixing any genres outside the consistent drum beat of house and dance. DJ Studio helps us address these hurdles quickly and easily so we can spend less time tinkering and fixing and more time mixing. Let's get more advanced and upgrade this transition to a stem transition. To enable stems in the transition tab, click the stems category. DJ Studio will start analyzing the tracks, and depending on your machine, in just a few moments, both songs are separated into their separate drums, bass, melody, and vocal stems. To remove the vocal out of Allure Allure, I'll place my cursor over the blue vocal stem. Moving over to the left, it turns into an open bracket symbol. Now I can click and drag to wherever I want, and the vocal is turned down just before that point. Then if I need to, I can use the automation nodes for further adjustment. To turn down the vocal on Dior Dior, I'll hover over its vocal stem, bring my cursor over to the right, and it will turn into a closed bracket. Dragging here, I'm able to adjust where the vocal for the outgoing track is going to be turned down. Another way we can use stems, in the second half of our transition, the percussion in Allure comes in, and I feel like the groove doesn't fit right with the Dior 808 drums. We could use the swap preset again, or even faster with my cursor over the green drum stem coming over to the right, it turns into the closed bracket, but if I continue a little bit further, it changes into back-to-back brackets. If I click and drag from here, I can position and create a stem swap wherever I like. Now the drums swap over right at the end of our transition. I think we're done, so let's take a listen to the upgraded Dior Allure transition. Personally, I'm really happy with this transition. I'd be proud to put it in a mix. It was fast and fun to create, and above all, I could jam out to it in the car without nitpicking it to death. And I think that's the real difference between creating mixtapes in a DAW that's made for production versus a DAW that's made for DJs. This video is getting kind of long, but I can't help myself. We'll just time lapse it. Let's quickly upgrade This Is Why I'm Hot and Gangsta's Paradise transition as well.
This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. I'm hot cause I'm fly. You ain't cause you not. This is why I'm hot. I'm hot cause I'm fly. You ain't cause you not. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot.
If you haven't already, then head to dj.studio and try out a free trial today. And if you have any questions along the way, just click the little message bubble down the bottom right-hand corner inside the application and then click help. Otherwise, in your web browser, just navigate to help.dj.studio. My name's Midtown Jack, and I'll see you in the next video.